Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this special report from the heart of nature itself, right here in this beautiful garden. And today, we are diving into the world full of environmental problems, which was highlighted in chapter 13 of the book, Understanding of Social Problems. Today, as we walk through these vibrant greens, it is a reminder of what's happening to our environment. These books have highlighted how globalizations made environmental problems borderless. For example, toxic pollutant traveling from the southeast hemisphere to contaminate Arctic communities, or bio-invasions where non-native species disrupt ecosystems due to increased trade and travel. It also goes through major problems such as depletions of natural resources, air, water pollution, and the big one is climate change and global warming, which we cannot ignore. From rising food prices linked to the biofuels productions to the unintended consequences of them emitting methane, which we are seeing how human actions ripple out. And let's not forget greenwashing, where companies portray themselves as eco-friendly to boost their profits while their actions harm the environment. But there's a hope in understanding these sociological lens, like how power dynamics play a role. Now let's hear from the expert.
Hello everyone again. So I'm here with Mr. Lai Hieng in this beautiful serene garden. So Mr. Lai Hieng, the book we are discussing about conflict series, can you explain it to me in simple terms and how it linked to the issues?
Yeah, good morning, Miss Ratana. Yes, absolutely. And it's a great time to talk about the natural problem, which remind us why it matters. As you know, in the conflict theory, at its core, we view society as a competition for limited resources, where wealth, power, and profit drive inequality. Moreover, in environmental terms, it spotlight how dominant group, like a wealthy nation or transnational cooperation that exploit environment and less power region to maximize gain. For instance, per the textbook, rich countries consume disproportionate resources and generate more pollution, often floating the burden to developing nations through practices like exporting toxic waste or establish factories with less regulation. The theory helps us understand why environmental degradation persists. Powerful interests such as oil giants lobbying against climate regulation and prioritize economy dominance over planetary health. It reveals the massive lift to greenhouse gases while communities suffer the fallout. Thank you.
So thank you, Dr. Lai Hieng, for your knowledge on these topics, and this really connect to the people who experience it firsthand.
Joining today, we have Ms. Narong here, a former resident of the community affected by the environmental issue. So, can you have a seat?
Yes.
Ms. Narong, the book share real-life examples of how global warming and related problems hit home. Can you tell us about your experience, perhaps drawing from the story like the water contamination at Camp Lejun?
Sure, and being here with this clean water really contrasts me with what I have seen. My family was stationed at the Camp Lejeune, a military base where toxic chemical polluted the drinking water for decades. As the book described, in the human side, we lead to destroy health impact, birth defect, cancer, and even death. Like the young girl who passed from leukemia linked to pollution. And in my case, we deal with ongoing illness that doctor tie to those pollution, but it connecting it to the conflict theory that we just heard about. It's clear how powerful institutions, military, and cooperation that prioritize operation over safety, and it is plotting late oversight. And this pollution contribute to broader climate issues too, as similar to industrial practice release greenhouse gases, worsening global warming. And we have seen rising temperature, add to water shortage and health crisis and vulnerable area, displacing people like environmental refugees mentioned in the text.
That's heartbreaking. How does understanding theory like conflict help in your view?
It saw this an accident but result of powerful imbalance. Cooperation profiting while communities suffer, and real-life impact including species loss from warming habitat and human danger from extremely weather, as climate experts testify. And it pushes us to demand accountability.
Powerful words. Thank you, Miss Narong. Thank you for sharing.
Alright, everyone. After you have listened to Dr. Lahian and also the interviewer Watana, we can clearly see the roles of wealth and power in continuing these issues. Wealthy people exploiting resources, lobbying against rainfall, and contribute to the climate change that endanger us all. Like in the real life stories, at the camp contamination at the camp reuse show the human toll, health problems, displacement, and the disruption of the ecosystem that endanger the species animal extinctions, and also the grave perils for the humanities. Thank you.
So, in conclusion, everyone, as we have seen, the consequences are stock, which conclude the outer ecosystem, the rising food price from biofuel, and thirdly is the communities devastated by practices like mountaintop removal. But most importantly, I have a hopeful takeaway for all of you, just as the book quotes. Just as we have the capacity to hasten degradation, so too do we have the capacity to preserve and improve. By challenging inequalities and adapting sustainable plans, we can all build a healthier planet. So thank you for joining us today, and let's take a step forward today.
As we wrap up this garden report, let's reflect on the key insight from the book. We have seen that globalizations permit border with pollution and bioinvasions, how transnational corporations drive environmental harm from profit pursuit, and the overview of resource depletions, global warmings, and greenwashing. Thank you.